You are listening to KMRE 88.3 FM here in Bellingham, and this is the third day of our first ever on-air pledge drive. I'm Suzanne Blaze, and I'm a volunteer here at KMRE since 2015 because I believe that the way people understand who they are is by telling their own stories, and that's exactly what we let people do here at KMRE. We're live here at our new home at Whatcom Community College, and we've been doing live studio cut-ins all day Friday and Saturday, and this is our final day, and it's a kind of a drizzly Sunday, so I hope a lot of folks are listening. It's our first time doing a pledge drive. We really didn't know what to expect, but it's been fabulous so far. We've had over 20 people from across the community into the studio, and we expect about 12 more today. KMRE is community-driven radio. We are all volunteer, nonprofit, and our mission is to amplify community voices and provide access to the public airwaves to the people who live here in Whatcom. If you're tuning in to hear your favorite Sunday shows, well, you won't be hearing those today. But our pledge drive does end tonight at 7. This is the final day, and we're only planning one of these this year. So please take a moment, call in and pledge at 360-398-6150 or go online at kmre.org. You can pay with a credit or a debit card or ACH if you prefer, just by calling us now. We still have some matching funds left, so if you call now, your donation will be doubled. We also have a great selection of donation gifts from local merchants. We'd like to thank those local businesses who have supported us this weekend. Businesses like the Community Food Co-op. The Food Co-op is a vibrant hub of sustainable living and community connection. More than just a grocery store, it's a gathering place where locals come together to support local farmers and artisans while nourishing themselves with high-quality organic foods. From fresh produce to artisanal cheeses and ethically sourced meats, the co-op offers a diverse selection of wholesome goods. With a commitment to environmental stewardship and social responsibility, the Community Food Co-op embodies the spirit of community and resilience and sustainable living, making it a beloved cornerstone of Bellingham's vibrant food scene. We are so thankful to the co-op and thankful to you for listening today. I mentioned that we have live interviews all weekend long. Well, our first guest today is Deja Lynn Griffin of Lydia Place. Deja, thank you so much for being in the studio with us today.
Thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be here today.
Tell me a little bit about Lydia Place.
Yeah, so Lydia Place is a local nonprofit that works with families and individuals experiencing homelessness. This October will be our 35th year of doing this work, which is really exciting.
That's amazing. I didn't realize you've been around for 35 years.
Yes, 35 years. It started off very different, or not super different, or very different, but a little different, where a few ladies, kind of our founding mothers is what we call them, got together and they saw a need in the community to support women fleeing domestic violence and other things. And so they got together, formed Lydia Place. The name Lydia comes from the Bible. We're not a religious organization, but the founding mothers kind of saw Lydia in the Bible as a woman of hospitality who really supported our community. And she's known as the woman of purple, which is where our purple and green comes from. And so, yeah, over the years, we've shifted and changed to now where we, like I said, work with families and individuals experiencing homelessness. So it's a little bit broader, but it kind of changed to fit the growing need of the community.
Wow, that's amazing. So tell me a little bit more about the broader mission and what you're doing out in the community to fulfill that.
Yeah, so our programs start with, we have housing support, we have parent support, and we have mental health support. And they all three look different. Clients are a part of 1 or 3 or 2, depending on what their needs look like. And we just recently released our mobile mental health van, which is probably our most exciting thing that's happened in the past few months. And it is we saw a growing need of clients needing a safe space to talk to their mental health clinicians and feel comfortable. Some families are they're doubled up in housing, or they are living in a hotel with their kids, and they just, getting a bus line to get somewhere can be really difficult. And so this way we're able to come to them in our mobile mental health van, provide them services where they're at when they need it, and kind of just like alleviate that barrier that so many of them have been facing.
That's amazing. I don't think I've ever heard of anything like this before. It seems pretty innovative.
Yeah, we've done some research and we haven't found many things that do exactly this. We're the only one we know of. There's similar things where people can go into a van and do telehealth, or maybe a place that offers different kinds of services, but never just solely mobile mental health, like only, which is really cool.
So there's a therapist inside the van, and do you go all over the county? Who can access these services?
Yeah, it's all over Whatcom County. It's just for anyone who is a Lydia Place client. So we have, like for reference, we did over 1,600 sessions last year alone, and we have a few mental health clinicians who are on staff who do anything from substance abuse to art therapy, things like that. And so, any Lydia Place client who's involved in our services is like eligible, and it kind of just depends on the need and who and where and stuff like that.
How long has it been on the road?
It hasn't officially hit the road yet.
Oh.
It's finally complete, which is really exciting, and we've kind of just been making sure everyone's trained to drive the van, kind of figuring out a great system for different therapists to get the van, or when do we drop it off and who do we get it to at what time kind of thing. And so the goal is in the next month to get it out on the road.
Wow, that's amazing. That's great. How do you see the idea of community building as being involved in the work that you do?
Yeah, I mean, so much of our work is community building. Community is super important because, the clients that we serve are a part of our community. And that's really important, that they're not others. They are our community. And if we're a community that wants to support others, which I think Bellingham really is, and Whatcom County is communities that want to do that, then we have to not only think of ourselves, but think of others. And so by supporting Lydia Place or other organizations that are doing community building, you're really you're supporting and growing your community, not just the people that you see every day when you go to work and stuff like that. You're supporting the entire community, not just one facet of it.
Right. And how many people do your services touch?
Quite a lot. Last year, I believe over 375 children were housed in our programs, which is both great number that we were able to serve them, but also a number that is hard to hear because that means there was 375 over that that were unhoused. So.
Right, absolutely. Well, where do you see stations like KMRE and other local media kind of fitting into the mission that you are focused on?
Things like this are really great. I think that it helps us, being a part of things like this, help us reach a demographic that we might not always reach as well. I think just, getting the word out about what we're doing, what other nonprofits are doing is super important. And you can never have too many avenues, There's always social media, but not everyone has social media. There's radio, not everyone listens to the radio. So, it just depends on who and what you're trying to reach. And so I think that y'all do a really great job of amplifying voices that aren't always reached.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for being in the studio with us, Deja. Really appreciate your time. We have more local folks scheduled in the studio today. But before we get back to programming, I do want to remind you to please call 360-398-6150 and donate what you can. Any amount helps support local, all-volunteer community radio. Remember, this is the only pledge drive we'll be having this year. And if you happen to pledge this weekend at the $45 level or more, you'll be entered into a drawing to win either KMRE merchandise or a cool gift from a local vendor. So please dig into your pocket and donate what you can. So please donate what you can. We are supported entirely by listener donations, and that's what keeps us independent and focused on the community. Do take a moment and show that you value local media as well and local voices. That number again is 360-398-6150. And now back to the music.
I'm Donnell Tanksley, Whatcom County Sheriff. Welcome to KMRE 88.3 FM, Bellingham.
Listen to Milk Street Radio on KMRE Mondays at 6. Milk Street Radio is sponsored by Judd & Black, your home appliance store. Locally owned and operated for over 80 years, Judd & Black has retail locations in Linwood, Everett, Marysville, Mount Vernon, and Bellingham. Information available online at juddblack.com.